Everybody, we're going to do things a little bit different today. Today, I'm going to show you a presentation that I taped that I had given to a group earlier this week. And I think that it might be a great way for you to see what I do. I would love to be able to give a presentation like this to a group that you have. It doesn't need to be a large group. This group, I think, was about 8 or 10 people. And this is not really a sales pitch. It really is information, just letting people what I do with my business. So if you have a book club or a Bible study or a knitting group, anything that you have some people coming together, I'd love to come and chat with them. Now, if you're not local to Canton, Georgia, I can do this online. We can do it through Zoom or some other video presentation method. So please take a look at the presentation. I hope you love it. So my name is Brenda, and my company is Adventure Away Travel. And I am specializing in cruise line experiences. So today, we're going to talk about something exciting. We're going to talk about vacation. Vacation. So hopefully everyone is familiar with this term. An extended period of leisure and recreation, especially spent away from home, so staycations is not really a thing, away from home or in traveling. So how many people have actually experienced this, had a vacation, not at home, in the last year? How many need a vacation in the next year? Everybody, of course. All right, so the question really is then why would you take that vacation, spend your dollars on a cruise? Why is a cruise a great vacation for really just for everybody? So a cruise is an almost inclusive experience. And I say almost inclusive because you can always spend money on everything. And you are going to know how much things are going to cost. So your food, your beverages, assuming that you get a beverage package or you don't need to, depending on the cruise line that we match you with. And then think about your gratuities. You know exactly, that is a preset amount. So your travel from place to place, all your meals, all your food, your entertainment. You really don't need to spend, once you get on board, anything else. There's always opportunities to spend, but you don't need to. So budgetarily, you know exactly where you're going to go. How about ease of travel? How about not having to get in the car and move from hotel to experience more than one place? You get on your ship, you unpack once, and then you get to visit all of these great different places and experience everything. All the entertainment is right there. If you're a drinker, you drink a little too much, you don't need to call an Uber, you just walk back to your room. It's all there. And pampering. Everybody who has experienced a cruise line vacation knows that this is not hanging out in a hotel and doing for yourself. Absolutely pampered. The experience of a cruise line is like nothing you've ever experienced if you haven't experienced it before. So then, all of these great things, why would you not go on a cruise line vacation? So here's what I hear when I talk to people. Here's what they say. First and foremost, which is a biggie, and I get it, seasick. I completely understand. If you're worried about it, it would ruin your vacation, but there are ways to get around that. Not everybody gets seasick, first of all. Everybody assumes that you're going to be on a ship and you're going to be seasick. So that's a big one that I hear. A lot of people say, there's just too many people in my vacation. They're all in my face. There's thousands of people aboard. They're just everywhere. I don't want to have to deal with all of these different people. And then kind of in a similar vein, I've actually had people, mostly guys, who say, I'm going to be trapped. I'm going to be stuck on this ship, right? I'm going to be trapped. We're going to talk about all of those things. It's just not really true. So if you have been on a cruise line destination, then these are your top destinations for ocean cruises. So Caribbean and Bahamas. How many people have been to the Caribbean or the Bahamas? Just about everybody. And then Alaska and the Mediterranean are the next two most popular cruise line vacations for ocean cruises. Now, you might not have been to those places, but a lot of people want to go to those places. But those are the three most common. We lump Caribbean and Bahamas because a lot of people think they're the same thing, but we lump those together. But did you know that there are lots of different options. How about Asia, Africa, Europe, Egypt, Colombia? How about discovering all of these different places in the world? So then in doing that, how about specialty cruising to some of these places? Holiday cruises. So you can get on a ship during holiday time, especially in Europe, and you can experience the Christmas markets all over Europe. Handmade goods in every different country. They do lots of festivals. Absolutely amazing. The ships are all decorated to the nines. I mean, they have special events, caroling, all kinds of things for the holidays. A great, great way. Wine cruises, everybody. So you can experience excursions that will take you to vineyards and such, but there are actually specialty wine cruises where the entire cruise is based around teaching and learning and experiencing old world wines. Now you can go to a vineyard here in Georgia, you can go to California, but these are old world vineyards. This is where things are developed and where things have a centuries old history of winemaking. Golfing. So you can go to Europe and you can go to some of the most fantastic golf experiences. And this is not just you lugging your clubs around. This is absolutely concierge golf. You go, they set everything up for you. You come back to the ship, somebody's going to clean your clubs for you, make them all great and shiny, and they're going to take you to the next course. It's really an amazing thing. And then Tulip Town. Tulip Time, not town. So cruising through Belgium and Amsterdam in the spring, where tulips were developed, and see the hundreds of acres of different tulips and get to experience that. I have not done that, but it absolutely is on my list.
That'll be stunning.
So you can do all of these things with AMA Waterways. So let's look at, hopefully, a quick video.
Step aboard a boat of exceptional experiences, where your journey is our passion. Allow us to share villages that time forgot. Walk along cobblestone streets filled with their lights. Paddle through historic town squares and revel in moments that last a lifetime. When you step aboard AMA Waterways, each day brings a genuine smile that warms the heart. Every river a new culture that inspires, and each course a moment to savor and share. Experience these wonders and delights with AMA Waterways, the heart of the river.
Just a little sizzle reel there to give you a nice visual. So river cruising has got a lot of misconceptions. So unlike ocean cruises, river cruises have no waves. That means no seasick. People do not get seasick on a river cruise. There just aren't waves that are going to rock the boat like that. These are small ships. They have to be in order to traverse all of these rivers and the locks. So most ships have less than 200 passengers aboard. Many have less than 100. Depends on where you want to go and which river you're cruising. Lots and lots of time ashore, the whole being trapped on a ship. The way that a river cruise works, itinerary, is that you are going to have a stop in port, you're going to get off, you're going to do an excursion, you're going to have an experience. You might come back by lunchtime, have lunch on the ship, and while you're having lunch or aboard, ship's moving to your next port during the day. So you get to see all of the amazing things that are there. And then you get off again. Maybe you're going to have dinner somewhere else or have an evening experience. come in, get on board, go to sleep. Guess what? You are going to wake up in a different place. But you have lots of time aboard, lots of time ashore. So there's no way that you could feel like you're being trapped. It's basically a floating hotel. And as you saw in the video, the staterooms are almost exclusively balcony staterooms because it's all about the view. It's all about seeing what the river has to offer. Because ocean cruises take you to places, river cruises take you through places. Especially in these old world countries, everything was built around the rivers. So you see everything. You don't really have to do a lot of traveling to get to something that you want to be seeing. They also have specific cruise hosts on board. If you are going to do say, a European vacation and you're going to be staying a few days before, especially if you book it through them, they have a cruise host that meets you at the hotel, gives you a welcome reception, tells you what's going to happen, walks you around the city, and then they go on the ship with you, and they are your personal connection. AMA Waterways is a small family-owned company, and on many cruises, there is a member of the family aboard. So if you're having an issue, which you probably won't, you talk to the boss. You go straight there. Everybody is absolutely involved and a part of this company. Now, your specialty dining is included. There's no extras. Your wellness programs are included. No extras. AMA Waterways gives you up to 8 excursions included in every port. So you get a choice of what you want to do. You want to do 1? Great. You want to do 2 and you have time? Great. If you don't want to do any, that's okay too. They have bicycles. You can just take a bike off the ship. They'll give you a map and they're like, hey, this is a great route. Give it a try. They also have different types of activities. So they have active hiking, biking. They have things for late risers. If you're like, I'm on vacation, I'm not getting up early to go do all of these things. They have shorter excursions that are planned for those people who want to get a late start in the day. They, of course, have the sedate, a little bus tour or a little shopping or a dining experience. They have something for everybody there. So, river cruises, aren't they only for old people? Oh, first of all, be very, very careful who you are calling old in here, so be careful about that. The truth is that industry-wide, river cruising has been average passenger age is 61. Now that's industry-wide. So that is somebody who is heading towards the active, I'm done being for somebody else, I'm going to do for myself. But I will tell you that AMA Waterways skews significantly younger. They are known for their active and wellness-focused river cruises. Especially their wine cruises do trend very, very younger. They are actually a family-friendly cruise line. Some of these other ocean cruises, probably the other name that you know automatically because they do a lot of commercials, they are adults only, which is great. But family-friendly means not little kids. There are no kids programs aboard, but what they are is they are for the mature teen, for someone who you want to experience a different culture and a child that would appreciate the beauty and the history of the different places that you're going to be. So I did a Google search, as everybody does, and I asked the Google AI, I said, what is the highest rated river cruise line? And so it tells me that based on the travel publications and online reviews, AMA Waterways consistently ranks among the highest rated cruise lines. For these reasons, active and family friendly, more included tours, larger rooms and more amenities, and more customizable. Some of those other cruises that we were talking about, they will give you 1 or 2 choices. That's what you're doing today. So with AMA, you decide. Much more customizable. So now back to the Why Not River Cruise. We have no reason now to not take a river cruise. So the brochures that you have in front of you on the table are from AMA Waterways. And you can see, I can't possibly cover in this time the vast range of different places that they visit and the different itineraries. So in that little booklet, it shows you all the different stops, and it gives you a little taste of what kinds of things that you could be doing on a fantastic river cruise. So we should all chat about river cruising coming forward. Always scan the QR code. I do have, and it's listed on the back of your brochure, a Waterway specific mini site for me. So please visit amawaterways.com/agent/AAT Brenda, Adventure Away Travels Brenda, and you can find out more information about a great Waterways river cruise. So this is a fairly new section of my business. It is 99% ocean cruises, but river cruising is such a unique and beautiful way to experience places, and I would love to do more of that business. Questions about river cruising?
Does AMA just do over in Europe, or do they do anything?
Oh no, they do all of it. They're Asia, Egypt. They actually are the first river cruise line and have just debuted in Colombia in South America. No, all of those places, all over the world.
Very cool.
That's cool. If I'm trying to decide to do a regular cruise versus a river cruise, and which I would like better, what would you recommend? How do I choose?
Well, we need to talk about what is your goal in your vacation. So are you gonna be there, you wanna be in the disco and in the casino and that's all you care about? A river cruise is not for you. River cruise is about your destination, and ocean cruise many times is about the ship and the activities aboard. So if you're looking for something that is a little bit more curated, a little bit more intense as far as I'm going to be seeing so many different places and everything is going to be amazing and I'm going to take 28 million pictures, that's a river cruise. If you want to be laying on a beach and hanging out with your buds at a bar, ocean cruise. So we really just need to talk about what's your goal for your vacation.
Brenda, you may have covered this, but what's the average time on a river cruise? Is it 5 days, 7 days, 8 days?
It is 7 to 14 days.
7 to 14, okay.
They often will package with a pre and post. I'm going to be doing one next year, and it's going to be 12 days. So 2 days in Budapest, 7 days on the river, and then 3 days in Prague.
Got it.
So,
That's nice.
you know, it gets you to acclimate, not only time zone wise, but to a different pace, as opposed to rush and get there. And for me, I was going to travel all that way and just do my 7-day cruise. They often have a lot of promotions where they include some of those pre and post stays. So it's always something that you want to look at doing, just simply for the destinations.
When you go and they say, okay, we're going to do an excursion out and be able to tour and show that, is that included in the price?
It
or
is.
That, okay.
100%.
Okay.
Yes. With AMA, they do not have any excursions that they offer that cost you extra. They're all included.
And it looks like the hotels are included too on like the days?
No, that is when you do the pre or the post stay,
Okay.
then you add that on.
Got it.
Yeah. But like I said, that's always highly recommended, and many times they have promotions. They have one right now with a free 2 to 4 day pre or post stay. So why would you not? Assuming you have the vacation time, it's all about the vacation time. All right, I think I'm gonna. Good? All right, everybody, thank you.
Awesome. Great job.